call my name out, things will never be the same. They should've never let us get our foot in this game.
Ever since I was introduced to rap music, I've been missing a screw like Bishop and Juice. I could lose it at any moment. Those who know me know it, so they probably told to go with the flow just so that I don't explode and have another episode where I let it go. As far as the one with Benzino did, I'm waiting for that next beef. I'm ready to go so bad, I'm going bananas. My so hard and Nicole could use it to pole vote with. Oh, I mean when she was still bloated before they cut her stomach open and light molded. Anybody I throw flames at gets a name, it's a game. Cause they know that they don't spit the same. It's a shame what people do for 10 minutes of fame. Every day it's the same thing. People in this game try to buddy us just to get close enough to study us. Everybody just wants to have something to do with that. They all trying to get that stamp. They after that shady aftermath money. It's like a monopoly. They probably just now finally understand how to rob fully. 50 Cent was like a jackpot for me. Andre, it's like we hit the lottery and a damn slot machine at the same time as each other. Why the f*** did we ride like we brothers when we rhyme with each other? In time we discovered that we had more in common than we thought with each other. Both robbed of our mothers. Our fathers ain't want us. What was wrong with us? Was it our fault? Cause we started thinking God doesn't love us. Too hard, mother. You just happened to meet at the right time. What a coincidence. Cause when 50 got up in Jamaica, Queens, I still remember the call up at Chunkin' Cuz Big L had just got just a month before. If 50 lives, he's getting dropped from Columbia. 2 years later, me and Doc had to come and operate. That's when he popped up at #1. And we ain't never gonna stop if you wondering. Even if I'm under the, you ain't gotta agree all the time with me or see eye to eye. There'll always be animosity between you and I. But see the difference is, if it is, I could give it. Still gonna conduct mother business as usual. Egos aside before I bruise them all. Swallow your pride before I step on it with shoes you call Nikes. Earthlings, how do you like these? You gotta love them. Look at the bottom of them, they're like cleats. Stomping, I've been romping since Tim Dog was hollering. Compton, I was wildin', freestyling. Back when they were still making Max L cassettes and wasn't even rap selfish yet. That tells us that any doubts in your head, that seals the Ricky ticky tock, ticky ticky tock. Still with the ticky ticky tock, ticky ticky tock, and you don't stop. Still love me? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cause the more you put me through, the more it makes me wanna come back to you. You say you hate me, I just love you more. You don't want me, I just want you more. Now why you flowers, throw them at me. I know it's sad, but it's making me happy. The more that you slap me, the more that it turns me on. Cause you love me, and I love you more.
It's sick, but who could ever predict we be doing the same? We say we do it for our baby, but we don't. We do it for us, it's lost. Cause neither one of us trust each other, so we cuss each other out. We know what it's about. Shout, said I throw you out the house. You throw me out the house. I throw you on the couch. Doing the mouth, we fist fight till we turn this mother out and apologize after. Laughter, pain, it's insane. We're back in the same chapter again, and it's sad, but it's true. When I'm laying here with you, there ain't nothing anyone could ever say, ever do.
Cause the more you put me through, the more it makes me wanna come back to you. You say you hate me, I just love you more. You don't want me, I just want you more. Now why you flowers, throw them at me. I know it's sad, but it's making me happy. The more that you slap me, the more that it turns me on. Cause you love me, and I love you more.
Cause I hate you, do you hate me? Good, it's just so fucking beautiful when you're angry. It makes me wanna just take you and just throw you on the bed. You like I don't even know you. You other people and I other people. You a but I'm equal, I'm a mutt. We're both evil in our ways, but neither one of us would ever admit it. Cause one of us would have one up on the other, so forget it. We can make accusations, people spread rumors, but they ain't got proof. Till they do, it's just the two of us, it's you and me. Cause any chick can say that you with me, but you gotta believe me to a degree. It's true indeed, if you didn't, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, it would, cause the sex is too damn good. If I ran, who would I run to? It would be this soft and warm, so it's off and on. Usually more off than on, but at least we know that we share this common bond. You're the only one I could without a condom on. I hope the only reason that I cope is cause of that fact. And plus I can that, and that's why the more you put me through, the more it makes me wanna come back to you. You say you hate me, I just love you more. You don't want me, I just want you more. I buy you flowers, throw them at me. I know it's sad, but it's making me happy. The more that you slap me, the more that it turns me on. Cause you love me, and I love you more. I can never understand it, it's why I don't try. From junior high until we both die. It's silly, oh why must we try? Is it really so rough that we must always call each other's Billy Goats rough? Try to pull each other's legs until the other begs. We're lying to ourselves, that's the beauty of it, yeah. Cause we truly love each other, that's why we always fighting. All we do is shove each other every other fucking night. And it's clear, it ain't gonna change, it's pin up praise. We both feel like we've been upstaged by someone else. We both been someone else or someone else. Problems neither one wants help, it's an addiction and it can't be fixed. Our family's mixed up, there's a baby sister in the mix. And it hurts since the pieces to the puzzle don't fit. And anybody who thinks they know us doesn't know shit. And they're probably just tired of hearing it all the time. On every song, every lyric and every rhyme. All the hoopla, all of the whoop-de-woo. What you put me through, and whoop-de-doo. But I won't be made a fool of. If this is true love, you wouldn't do what you did last time. You wouldn't screw up this time. It's this time, girl, I'm telling you what. You do it again, I'm fucking you up. No matter what you say, what you do, I'ma hunt you down till I find you. No matter where you run, I'll be right there, right behind you. And your nightmares will remind you of flowers and the candy. All the times that you threw it back at me. So when you hate me, you gon' hate me more. When you find out, you can't escape me. Cause the more you put me through, the more it makes me wanna come back to you. You say you hate me, I just love you more. You don't want me, I just want you more. I buy you flowers, throw them at me. I know it's sad, but it's making me happy. The more that you slap me, the more that it turns me on. Cause you love me, and I love you more. There's an intruder in my house. He cut my phone line, can't dial out. I scream for police, but I doubt they're gonna hear me when I shout. Send me to jail. There's a couple of cops hot on my trail, but this time when I get pulled over, there's a Doberman pinscher and a pit bull in the seat. These pigs will get bit fooling with me. Quit fooling with me. You're gonna see no in the seat. Why it always gotta be an issue when you're me, in which you're gonna see in the long run I'ma be the wrong one you wanna harass with this limo tinted glass, flashing that flashlight on my ass. Where was you at last night when the ran up on my grass? Rapper slash actor, kiss the crack of my cracker slash ass. They took away my right to bear arms. What, I'm supposed to fight with bare palms? Yeah, right, they're coming with bombs, I'm coming with flare guns. We as Americans, us as a citizen, gotta protect ourselves. Look at how shit it's been, we better check ourselves. Living up in these streets, through worse and through better health. Surviving by any means, we as Americans, us as a citizen, we as Samaritans. What do we get us in? We better check ourselves. Look at how shit it's been, take a look where you live. This is America, and we are Americans. Bucks, wear buku vests, drama hanging over my head like a voodoo hex. I could have been next to fly over the cuckoo's nest, but you know who, with an S tattooed to my
my chest, but I finessed it. Now I got the industry pissy ever since me and Dre split it 50-50 on 50. It's funny, we got a buzz spreading quicker than making paper airplanes out of a 20. Money, I don't rap for dead presidents. I'd rather see the president. It's never been said, but I set precedents and the standards, and they can't stand it. My name should have been plastered on my forehead with a stamp. I should have been had a put in my ass, but I'm too swift and fast for that. I'm past it. I'm too old to go and cruise crash it. That I done seen how fast this rap can turn into some that quick snap click. But this time it got the fucking automatic. Ain't no one gonna test this mind. Clack. It's Americans, us as a citizen. Gotta protect ourselves. Look at how shit it's been. We better check ourselves. Living up in these streets, the worse or through better health. Surviving by any means. We as Americans, us as a citizen. We as Samaritans. What do we get us in? We better check ourselves. Look at how shit it's been. Take a look where you live. This is America, and we are Americans. You can keep it between us. I tuck two under my jeans, either side of my under my long johns, under my Sean Johns. One running with the long arm of the long gone. I'ma do 5 years, no less than that. No questions asked, so it might be a good idea that I stop right here and quit while I'm ahead. Already in the red, already got a steady infrared meant for my head. A target on my back, bigger problems than that. Bin Laden on my ass, he probably gon' send a task. I ain't gon' even ask, they ain't gon' let me pack. They ain't gon' give me my but I got my biz back. Americans, us as a citizen, gotta protect ourselves. Look at how shit it's been. We better check ourselves. Living up in these streets, the worse or through better health. Surviving by any means. We as Americans, us as a citizen. We as Samaritans. What do we get us in? We better check ourselves. Look at how shit it's been. Take a look where you live. This is America, and we are Americans.
Bullet time is a stylistic way of showing that you're in a constructed reality, and that time and space are not the same as, us today living our lives. It's slowing down time to such an extent that you really see everything around you as clearly as you possibly could. The bullet time is something that was conceived for The Matrix specifically, but I think it's the byproduct of the directors observing the controls coming into place, and then they ask the right question at the right time. You always know that you're doing something that is groundbreaking. If someone asks something that you go, maybe, if we do some development and get the right minds working on it, and it takes some pretty heavy thinking to get it together. Everything begins with a simulation. All the computer simulation information is the basis of a timing sequence. Each camera has a specific moment in time to fire a frame of film. All that is taking into account the net effect, the total effect of the move. That is, the camera coming up to speed, moving at a speed, and coming off a speed. Particular rig, there are 120 cameras and 2 motion picture cameras set up. The rig that we've made can be configured into any shape that you want. The shapes are basically what we compose in our simulations. It can do S-curves, it can do arcs, it can do spirals, it can do anything you want. It's an erector set. The heights of the cameras, where they're pointing at, also from the same simulation. In the middle of that box right there is a motion control laser pointing system that takes an animation file and creates a point. on the surface of that cube that tells us where to point the camera. The two motion picture cameras are going to be, in this particular shot, running, that's running at 150, that one's running at 120. There are other bullet times where the end camera is a photosonics camera, so we'll be running that at 360. I can choose at will any elapsed real-world time to photograph. That is, if I have a guy falling over, I can choose to capture the whole event in the time that it takes to go around the circle. I could choose to capture only a very brief moment, and that is how I could choose to capture only a very brief moment, and that is how we determine what frame rate the cameras eventually wind up. I could shoot the same exact stunt several times over, creating a simulation of 100 frames per second, 500 frames a second, 2,000 frames a second, all with the same camera moving at the same speed and time. I can go forwards in motion with the camera and forwards in time with the event, but then I could also choose to stop the camera abruptly, start moving backwards against itself while the action continues to move forward. I can shoot the move coming from both sides at the same time, crisscrossing over and ending. I can shoot waves, cycles of film that crisscross like waves over the middle. There is a very heavy digital half to this capture. Not every frame that the camera captures is the only frames that will be seen. There's a lot of a process we call interpolation, which is the creation of frames digitally that are the byproduct of real frames. That is, we analyze what real frames we have, and we can create new frames of the moments in between captured frames to make moves longer and stretch them out and do time compression effects. There's a lot of work going on in the art form of interpolation, and it needs to be said because it's not what you see is what you get. It's all baby steps towards something much larger that won't be really commonplace for a few years, but there are people around the world that sort of scratching their heads. A lot of new ways of photographing, and it'll be as revolutionary as when cameras came off sticks and went to the crane. When they came off the cranes and went to steady cameras. We're talking about cameras that are now broken from the subject matter that are virtual. So that's
lucky motherfucker. I had the microphone in the wrong jack. You punk motherfucker and on the Bishop attack. I'm after your girl, RAI, I'm the spud nigga on the streets of South LA. Now I'm about to parade her ass all up in Hollywood. And bitch motherfucker, she don't know you wasn't no good. But I'm the nigga that's about to splurge and have a good time. Cause I'm on this microphone, motherfucker, I'm blowing up like a bomb. All on motherfucking YouTube and Black Planet 2, this bitch ass nigga and this motherfucking group. I'm about to know your girl all in Beverly Hills. Nigga, you ain't got shit, you ain't lost your record deal. Now I'm the motherfucker that's climbing to the top of the heat. As I said, motherfucker, all across the nation, I am here to compete. Now, let me go ahead and shut it down with this motherfucking crack. Cause the spud is definitely a nigga on the attack. Just like this is girl, have a good time in Vegas. Cause I'm a nigga like this, and I'm always related to the fine ass honey from the Caribbean boy. If you hold booty nigga, you know I ain't the motherfucking fool.
Damn, another bitch dead. It's a shame that this one took to the head. Got in the mix. It's insane. I'm gonna miss this bitch.
Southwest trip to Jamaica first class. When the Navy curry goes, they whip their ass, flying up the 10 West Virginia. You must not know that's what I'm going to see. The trip to Burbank, some picking up tent, Jeep, and West Virginia, gave us plenty. I should have known better. The way you are learning to come together, you'll never always be done. My circle has been said, man. You need jealousy, flexibility, truly currency, and broad fertility. Now back to South Carolina. There's nothing else to say. I hope you do.